Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Mercury retrograde. What is it? Why are people always so scared of it? And some examples of ways I personally approach this period of time that seems to work for me and might work for you. If you are interested in these kinds of videos, then make sure you subscribe. On this channel you will find astrology related content, pagan related content, and motherhood stuff mixed in there. As far as the motherhood content, it's definitely going to be how do I incorporate astrology and paganism into my parenting style. So it'll all always like intertwine. So if you're interested in content like that, this is the perfect place for you. But today we're going to be talking about Mercury and Mercury retrograde. Why are we doing that? Because tomorrow, the 27th, will be day one of official Mercury retrograde in Libra. And every time Mercury is about to do its thing, I see a lot of people getting scared, getting worried. I feel like that phrase, Mercury retrograde, it instills an unwarranted fear in people for some reason. And sure, sometimes I'm like, ooh, Mercury retrograde's on its way, better prepare. But at the same time, as I've gotten older and as I've learned more in my astrology practice, I've kind of learned to embrace this period of time, and I'm hoping that when you subscribe to this channel and learn along with me, that you might end up feeling the same way towards it that I do. So yeah, so let's get into it. First things first, what is Mercury retrograde? So the most basic definition is it is a period of time when the planet Mercury appears in the night sky to be going backwards. And it isn't technically actually going backwards, but it does appear that way. It's definitely an illusion. And astrologically, it is a period of time that can bring some challenges along the way. I know a lot of people say that you shouldn't sign contracts during Mercury retrograde, don't go traveling during this time, things like that, but life still moves on. People have to work, people have to travel, people have to do things, people have to communicate. So are those very realistic things to do or not to do? Not really. But I do see a lot of astrologers like advising that, and I understand where they're coming from for sure, but it's just not realistic. And to be fair, I don't really think it's completely necessary. Yeah, and I'll get to that in a second. For me personally, I approach Mercury retrograde as a very analytical time. I really like to step back and analyze an area of my life, and I'll get to how I figure out that area in a second. But just to go over just really briefly what Mercury represents in astrology, the most basic synopsis is, in astrology, Mercury represents communication, our thoughts, how we express those thoughts, how we analyze things, our ideas and how we express them. You know, when you meet someone for the first time, you're kind of meeting their rising sign and their Mercury sign. That's who you're meeting for the very first time. Are those two placements combined? Like for me, I'm a Virgo rising and a Virgo Mercury. So when you meet me, hello, I'm a full Virgo. How you doing? But in astrology, that's basically what Mercury represents. Super basic explanation, and you're gonna get a lot of those on this channel because I really want to make it simple and straight to the point and easy for people to understand what I'm talking about, and I'm hoping I'm accomplishing that, but you never know. So moving on, what are some things that I choose to do during Mercury retrograde that seems to work for me? number one, you have to check out your transits. You have to find out where Mercury will be transiting during retrograde. For me, it'll be in my second house. What is your second house? Basically your finances, how you spend, what you value, things like that. And I have already started, without even realizing it, I just realized it a few hours ago, I have already started super analyzing what I spend my money on, what my family spends our money on, how we can move some things around, things like that. During this retrograde, I will not be making any unnecessary purchases. Why? Because the energy just isn't there. I likely will end up, if I were to, it would probably end up, I would spend $50 on an outfit and end up needing that $50 the next day. That is how Mercury retrograde kind of manifests, is like you do one thing and then the next day it really hits you and you're like, dang, I really shouldn't have done that thing. You know, so second house, Mercury retrograde, you kind of want to analyze your finances. Do I need to be spending money on this weekly or monthly? The other day, Sparrow and I, my husband, we both sat down and we analyzed all of our subscriptions. There was a bit too many and quite a few that we didn't even realize that we were subscribed to, and we just canceled them all out because it was stupid. Why are we subscribed to these things that we don't even use, like the Stars app? Why do we have the Stars app? We don't even open that network anymore. What's going on there? So that's very second house theme. And that is what we will not be doing during this retrograde period, is spending. If, let's say, Mercury was retrograde in your 10th house, I guess you could analyze your career. Are you really happy doing what you do? Is there a way for you to make yourself happier at work? Are you laboring with love kind of situation? And, you know, to me, that's a very 10th house theme. If you want, if Mercury is retrograde in your 5th or 6th house, let's do 6th house, okay? The house of health and routine and some other shit. Analyze your diet, your health, your exercising, your daily routines. Are you, doing some self-love shit? Are you making yourself happy? Are you making yourself healthy? Are you doing things that are counterproductive to all that? That's basically the gist of it. Analyze where Mercury is retrograde in your chart and focus in on that theme. There are loads of examples of what each house represents in your birth chart. So just Google birth chart houses and loads of prompts, loads of articles will pop up, and you'll be able to find the descriptions there, see how they relate to you, see how you can work with that. Another thing that I really do is I take a step back from social media, specifically Instagram. I don't know why. I can't tell you why, but I just stop posting on Instagram. Mercury being retrograde, it can cause a lot of miscommunications and misunderstandings, and I'm being real brave even posting this video the day before Mercury retrogrades, because I'm sure someone will watch this video and misinterpret what I'm trying to say or misunderstand, whatever. And that's fine. I'm posting this knowing that this is a possibility. I'm hoping it doesn't, but it's a possibility. Anyways, so starting tomorrow, I will not be posting on Instagram, which, by the way, is normally a very good place to follow me if you are interested in daily astrology tips and just random information, because I do post a lot on Instagram about astrology. But during Mercury retrograde, I go cold turkey and I do not post on Instagram. And then I also limit my time on each individual app to 10 to 20 minutes. That's about it. Yeah, I really just cut it out of my life. And it has a lot to do with misinterpretations, misunderstandings. I'd like to avoid that. I don't really need to know what's going on at that time because I'm focused on bettering myself during retrograde periods. And that's pretty much the theme that I like to hold on to, is figure out my transits, focus on that area of life, step away from social media and what other people are doing, because I need to focus on bettering this area of my life, and that's all I need to focus on, besides, you know, my family, of course. But yeah, I really hope that this video helped you out a lot. Let me know in the comment section where Mercury will be retrograde in your chart, if it's squaring any planets, opposing any planets. Let me know what's going on with you, because I am curious. And make sure you follow me on social media. I will be active after Mercury stations direct. And I will also be posting a follow-up video once Mercury stations direct, and kind of give you a brief overview of how my Mercury retrograde went down, if we were successful. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Now they're calling me. Very Mercury retrograde style video. Hold on, let me call them back.
What are you doing?
I'm
Mom? What Mom?
I hear you guys. You guys sound like you're having fun.
Yeah, we're calling you.
I know, I see that.
How long are you gonna come for?
I'm almost done. I'm making this a very quick video.
We're getting ready. We want to go to Walmart.
Okay. I'm almost done.
Glasses.
Okay.
Okay.
Love you, bye. I'm keeping that in there because everything that has just happened is very on brand for Mercury retrograde.